Hello, my name is Ozzie, and today I am playing Reus, which is a Dutch word for giant, and that is exactly what this game is all about. In this game you control 4 giants, forest, water, swamp, and what one have I missed? Mountain. And basically you need to use these 4 giants to create and advance the human race. And they all have their own abilities. The water giant can create ocean, like so. Just give him a second. He can also create some domestic animals, and he can upgrade things later using this growth aspect, which I'll get into shortly. The swamp giant can create swamp on this newly created wet wasteland. The dry wasteland is pretty much useless. You've got to turn it into something else first. Similarly, the forest giant can create forest over the wet wasteland, which I will do. And your mountain giant can, as you might expect, create mountains, which, like the ocean, will convert nearby dry wasteland into desert. And the forest, swamp, and desert are where your humans can live. So first I need to get some humans to show up, and to do this I'm going to plant some food for them. Let's just put it in the middle here and see where the village pops up. So here I've created some blueberries using the giant's second ability, and this is providing 5 food. And humans will move in, and you can now see I've got a village here that's using 1 out of the 5 food. Now they will always use all the resources available. They just slowly gather it, and that'll go up over time. And basically I need to provide them with enough resources for them to flourish, and they will start trying to build structures to take advantage of resources, and I can help with all of that. So first of all, you'll notice here on the blueberry it's come up with an information panel here. Every panel that you can create has a symbiosis which will basically make it do more. So for this blueberry I can get an extra 10 food if it's next to an apple tree, dandelion, or strawberry. Now I can't actually make any of those right now because they're all advanced tiles. So you can see here the blueberry I can use transmutations to turn into strawberry or apple tree, and that's where I need the aspects. And actually I tell a lie, because lesser leaf aspect is one of the ones I start with. So I can actually create some strawberries. So what I'll do is I'll make another blueberry patch, turn that into strawberries, and then this one will get the symbiosis with it. And there we go, that's now producing 15 food, this one's producing 8 food and 2 technology. Your 3 main resources are food, technology, and wealth. So what else can this do? Get some extra food if it's next to blueberries, which it already is. And plus ore if next to dandelion or strawberry. And ore will basically allow the people to worship your gods more. And all that does, you'll see here there's a greed bar if I select the village. If a village grows too quickly, so I'm giving it lots and lots of resources and it's growing very quickly, it starts to get greedy. And a village that has too much greed will attack other villages or potentially attack your giants. They'll no longer worship them like they used to. Or helps keep greed down. And obviously if they reach their limit of what they can grow, it will slowly go down over time as well. Now let's look at this. This is a building that the humans are now building. A granary which requires 30 food to complete, which I've just got. And now they've given me an ambassador, so I can give the forest ambassador to one of my giants, and it will give it a new aspect which will allow me to upgrade more tiles. So I can get fruit, crystal, exotic, and reaction. I'm going to go with crystal because that's one I haven't done before, so I'll select my ocean giant and have him pick up the ambassador. Meanwhile, let's get some other things going. Actually, I'll use the ocean giant to add some animals, and I will use my mountain giant. I can't make anything over here, the village extends too far. So I'll leave that. So chickens, this gets a bonus if blueberry is within range. You'll see here the animals actually have a range of tiles that they affect. So by default this gives +1 food to all tiles in range. Because I have the blueberries, it's giving an extra 3. So that's +4 food to each tile in range. Which is of course letting this village grow even faster and making it more greedy. And here we go, I'm getting a warning now telling me that it's getting too greedy. So for now I'm only working on the one village, and you can go off and make multiple at a time, but it'd be a bit hard for me to manage all of that while I'm describing what's going on at the same time. So I'm just working on the one village, and greed's not really going to be a problem unless it gets super high and they start not caring about the giants anymore. So what I'm going to do now is I'm going to add some animals to this water tile, which I believe makes fish. Don't see what else it could make. There we go, I now have some fish. You'll see here these buoys, however you pronounce that, and these towers. These mark the village borders, so anything I build outside of that isn't actually going to help the village. But as you build more tiles towards the borders, they'll slowly expand. So we'll probably see this move down at some point, and these buoys will move up to the next tile. Meanwhile, here I've got some mackerel, and these give a bonus for each other mackerel in range up to 2 times. And I don't have either of those aspects, so I can't upgrade it. But I can just add more animals outside the borders, the village borders, and it will still upgrade this tile for me. We've got no minerals anywhere in the village. Let's do that. Now you see here with the cursor, the X means I can't build here. The exclamation mark means I'm either replacing an existing tile or it's outside the village borders. So here I've got the exclamation mark, that's right on the village border, which for these towers actually say like this line right here is the border, so this tile is actually outside the border. But I'm just going to add it in there anyway because I might get some symbiosis and it might help upgrade other tiles anyway. Actually do. I've got these exotic animals. I've never tried them in the ocean before, so I'm not sure what that might do. And that has added wealth of clownfish. +2 wealth if next to another clownfish or parrotfish. It's exotic. No. So I'll make another one next to it because that'll help give some extra wealth across the tiles as well. And the village, until now, didn't even have any wealth. If these borders grow as well, I'll get the wealth from the Age 8 that I just created. Here, this symbiosis isn't actually... I can't enable this symbiosis, it has a requirement. So the village needs 10 wealth in use before the symbiosis will activate. So this needs to be next to an animal nest, which it currently is, but I'm not getting the +10 wealth because the village isn't wealthy enough. And I'll be able to fix that quite easily if the borders move down, which they will do in their own time. So now, for this village at least, it's a bit of a waiting game, just waiting for the borders to expand and they'll start getting more resources. What will also happen, at some point they will want to upgrade this project, and I'll get new requirements on what to do there. Now it may well be possible that they're not doing so because some of them require other villages to exist. So what I will do is... oh. No, it's just telling me I can make more villages, which is what I'm going to do. I will create a swamp next to the forest. So I'm just going to work out how big the swamp is. And for that I'll need ocean. I need the ocean to end there, I think. I'll just wander him around here to get ready. So here we go. This greed was up to about here before, and it's slowly going down now because they're nearing their cap, and the rate at which they grow depends on the difference between what they're using and the cap. So the bigger the difference, the faster they'll grow and the more greedy they'll get. Because they're right near the cap now and their wealth and tech is at the cap, they're no longer growing as quickly. And yeah. And now their greed is slowly dropping. So here they're thinking about starting a war. Fortunately there's no other villages for them to actually wage war with at the moment, although I am about to create a new one. So let's create our swamp. I think I've got that just the right size. And here I've created some peppermint. So each ability to create the animals, the plants, the minerals, it will change what it actually creates depending on the tile. So everything will do one thing on forest, and it'll do another thing on swamp, and another thing on desert. So here I've got some peppermint, and this does better when it's next to mineral. So I'll get my giant to come over and add in some mineral. And I've got a new village here now, and shortly enough, there we go, they'll start their own project. So these guys need 30 technology. So let's see what we can do for that. They're already up to a potential 14. Extra wealth if next to an animal nest. So let's add some animals in there. And let's add some animals in there. Oops. And I'll use you to create some different food over here. Although that's actually on the forest, so it's not actually going to be the same. This needs an elderberry. I don't actually know how to make elderberries yet. Lesser growth aspect. Let's see if I can upgrade these two tomatoes. Yes, I can. And upgrading a tile will change what it does. So at the moment this is giving me 7 tech plus another 7 for the mineral. So this might actually downgrade the tech side of things, which it has. But it does give bonus tech for every food available on the patch. So if I had, worked out different symbiosi, I could have worked out to have more food on this patch. Because I actually need lots of tech for these guys, I'm actually just going to replace that with its peppermints again. Because, this will help me see things, I need 30 technology, and over here actually, they're now upgrading this. I can see I need 2 more food and I need 40 technology. That's going to be tricky because I don't know how to get lots of technology in a forest. Strawberry's giving me a little bit, but not very much. I could try these different minerals. However, they're actually going to be outside the village borders. So, with any luck, they'll expand and I'll get the tech I need. Meanwhile, what can I do over here? I might get you to come back and replace this with a mineral, and that'll help this get even more tech. plant in there. Okay. Let's put in the exotic minerals here, see what they do. Oh, they give me tech, so okay, I have more than enough tech now for the project here. This would also give extra wealth if it was next to a mineral. So what I might do... that needs 10 wealth in use. Oh, we can get to that. I'll leave that how it is for now, let them expand their borders and sort themselves out. These guys, I don't think I'm going to be able to get enough technology to upgrade their project, and you also have a time limit with which to do it. So I've got a swamp ambassador. What can I get with this? Seismic, toxic. Let's put some toxic on the swamp. Oh, that's just telling me how to upgrade things, which I'm already doing. Let's have a look actually at what else I can do. So crystal, actually I had crystal. Where was that? It's on you. And that's now giving me a different mix of things. So we need 10 food and 10 technology to activate its symbiosis. So we need more food, which is definitely something we're lacking. But we can fix that with this. Actually, I have a better idea for that. That's that. So you've always got to keep in mind the different symbiosi that you've already worked out, and try to always put things in a place where it's going to benefit you the most. So here I want to put another strawberry in here because it'll give the symbiosis with this and itself. And I believe that's using the leaf. Yep. And there we go. So I'm pretty much going to ignore this because there's no way I'm going to get that up to 40. I just don't have the right resources around here. What I will do is work on how I can upgrade other things over here. So that requires... toxic, here we go. I can do something with this. Let's see what happens. I don't have any of those. So that's just massively downgraded it. Why is that? It needs to be next to an animal nest, which it certainly is not. So I'll turn that back into what it was before. And we've got an animal nest here, so I'll create what I just had over here to get its bonuses. I'll just have to wait for the abilities to cool down. This game also has sort of a time limit, so you play it in short bursts and then you restart the game each time. So at the moment I'm playing 30-minute mode, and at the end of the 30 minutes the game ends, and you get achievements based on what you've done in that game, and then as you unlock the achievements you unlock different game modes, or like longer durations. So there's a 60-minute, then I think 90 and 120-minute game modes. But at the moment I just have the 30-minute. and that's more than enough time to demonstrate how things work. So here we go, I'm now getting 22 technology from the symbiosis and 10 ore, so when these borders expand this village will actually have 10 ore, and that'll help protect it against greed. Not that it's getting greedy anyway, because it's already at its limits. This village has come right down now because it's not been growing, and I think that pretty much covers everything you do. I mean, I could build a mountain and show you a desert and do stuff with that, but it's basically just this, creating your different tiles, mixing things around, completing projects to get your ambassadors, and then unlocking new abilities, and then you can, you know, do more interesting things. So there's still a lot I don't know about this game in terms of what the different aspects can do for you, and then different tiles you can get, and the different symbiosis that you get with that. So it's quite a lot to learn, but it is a bit of fun just to play around. And that's it. That's Reus. Thank you for watching, and I'll see you next time.